Okay, so I'm on a job here this morning to basically regrade and clean up this guy's yard. So, much like the job I did with the Harley rake, I'm going to be doing the same thing here, but instead of using the Harley rake, I'm going to try using a tooth bucket and the landscape rake since there isn't too much grass. I just went out and bought bolt-on teeth for my bucket. So basically I took the flat cutting edge off and put these bolt-on teeth on. So I couldn't find a good solution for a tooth bar to go over the cutting edge, so I'll probably leave this as a tooth bucket from now, and if I need a flat edge bucket, I'll buy a bigger materials bucket. And then, of course, after I scarify and regrade, I'll go through with the landscape rake to till it up. So using these two instead of the Harley rake on a job like this might work out just as good, just because there isn't a lot of sod content and I'm not really having to rip up so much as more of I just need to scarify it. Because I mean, as you can see, as I turned here, it just ripped everything up. And so here around the back, since I have the stump grinder, I am going to be grinding this giant hardwood stump here. It's got to be about 3 foot diameter. So I will be giving this a shot, as well as moving some of these logs up into the back. Okay, so grinding that probably 4-foot stump took about an hour. I might have to hit a couple more spots on this side just because the thing is so big that using this kind of stump grinder where it's the back pull and driving with the machine, you can't really get all the way to the other side until you clean up some of the front to ramp to it. So it gives you kind of an uneven pull, so you're kind of always higher in the back than the front. But I mean, overall, this thing cut through it very well. It's just a matter of playing with your heights so you're not going way too deep when you're trying to track back and forth. So definitely a front approach with the articulation would take this on much better. But I mean, for the price of this grinder and these random jobs, this is awesome. Yeah, and that stump took maybe 5 minutes, so definitely cuts through these things nice with the sharp teeth. All right, so I'll clean up this side area now and figure out if I need to grind any more of that stump. Yeah, this tooth bucket's working awesome. I'm able to just really cut in a lot easier than the flat edge, that's for sure. But since a lot of this really has no real sod on it, it's very easy to break up and move around. So I'll just kind of continue this all the way back around the house, and if I have some extra material that I can steal in the front, I might put it back here, because it could mean that we get away without having to bring really any material into the site besides maybe a couple yards here and there, versus having to bring 6 loads in to resurface the whole thing. Because I think there's some good soil in here. It's just that the yard really wasn't maintained, so a lot of it had just become weeds and a lot of sand on the top from all of the natural runoff. Alright, so it's been about a week and a half since I did all the rough grading on this job, and I'm finally going to get to rake it today since we've been getting rain for like the last week. We got a break in it, so I'll get it raked today and then hydroseed will go on tomorrow. Alright, so I went around and hand raked out the track marks and the bar marks, and this is all ready for some hydroseed.